From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Turkeyplex in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a show on the internet. I'm very loud in my ears. That's less of me. My name's Greg Tepper. That's less of me is what people have been saying for a decade.
Yes.
My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, if you're watching us on Quibi, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305. She is the real queen of Thanksgiving. Our leader, Ashley Pickle. Hello, Ashley Pickle.
Hello. I thought you were the queen of Thanksgiving.
I think we can share the crown.
I'm okay with that. This show can be the queen of Thanksgiving?
Yeah, the show can be the queen of Thanksgiving. Is that
Down for
microphone
that.
on? I think the microphone behind the desk is on.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah? I just tapped it and I heard it.
It's not on.
Well, I hear it in my ears anyway. Today is Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. It is one day.
Let's go.
One day until the best day of the year, Thanksgiving. It is. Happy birthday to, there's two people we wish happy birthday to. Happy 103rd birthday to Charles Schulz. You know who Charles Schulz is?
Yeah, that's the Peanuts.
Charlie Brown.
Yep.
He did Charlie Brown. It is also the 44th birthday of somebody who is single-handedly responsible for helping to set off your wedding. Happy birthday to Natasha Bedingfield.
Dude, Unwritten came on.
Unwritten came on.
And
like the roof came off.
Like, if anyone would have ever told me at my wedding in particular that it would be Natasha Bedingfield that got the dance floor girl, I was like, there's no way. Like, Mo Bamba, yeah. Natasha Bedingfield? But, man, we felt the rain on our skin. Okay?
Unwritten to you is Call Me Maybe to me.
Yeah,
okay?
It's the wildest thing. I think it also depends on when it hits in the night.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody was, like, good and loose at that point.
Your guy, DJ Question Mark,
Yeah.
He hit the Natasha Bedingfield button at the correct time.
Yes, yeah.
It's not just hitting it, it's hitting it the correct
time,
and he
yeah.
absolutely did. It is episode 1902. It is our Thanksgiving Spectacular, folks.
Yeah.
We got a lot on the show. It is also your regional semifinal preview. We're going to take a look at the top 10 Texas high school football games of the week coming up here in just a moment. The good thing is that there's 88 UIL games, which means I'm only not picking 78 of them for the top 10. So that's good. This will get easier every week, theoretically. Then we're going to be joined by the head coach of the regional semifinal bound Medina Valley Panthers. Coach Andrew Britt will join us. They have made some history. We talked about it, how they were into the second round for the first time since 2000 and I believe 7 it was. They are making some noise into the third round. Big game this week against Dripping Springs. We're going to catch up with Coach Britt. Then we are going to go.
This is a wild statement.
Live to Maui to talk with the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer Craig Way to talk all things football across the state of Texas, including there is a large football game on Friday. We'll talk about that, as well as some big high school football action across the state. We'll talk with him. Then It's a Thanksgiving spectacular. We are going to talk a little bit about what we're doing for our Thanksgiving meals and what we've got on the docket, because I've got a couple of surprises up my sleeve.
All right.
For Thanksgiving.
I did tell V&A when we were setting up for the show, I was like, oh, yeah, we're calling Craig from Hawaii. And I went, well, let me rephrase that. Craig will be talking to us from Hawaii. We are not in Hawaii.
We are not, yeah. Let's be very
unfortunately.
clear. We won't have mailbag. We won't have first, fourth through the door because, and here is just a full, we are an honesty podcast. We're an honest podcast. I don't want to. No, we're on tape.
We're not here.
Sorry. Yeah, we're not here.
You're in St. Louis.
I'm in Missouri. You're in Kingsland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're in Kingsland.
I'm back home.
We are not here right now, but we are coming to you through the miracle of technology because we know you deserve to know what is ahead on the Texas High School Football Weekend. It is a great weekend at Texas High School Football.
Oh, yeah.
The regional semifinals. There are no turkeys left after Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble. Except maybe us, too.
Okay, no football teams that are turkeys.
We're still here.
We are still here. We will still be here, contrary to popular demand. 88 Texas High School Football UIL playoff games across the state. We've put together this graphic to break down the top 10 Texas High School football games of the week, starting with number 10, DeSoto and the Woodlands College Park. And this one, we can talk about the offenses and the quarterback matchup, right? And I'm excited to see Legend Howell against Camden Hughes. I'm excited to see how the College Park defense tries to slow down Sherrod Baker. I'm excited about all of those things in this game, 3 o'clock Friday at Gupton Stadium in Cedar Park. I'm excited about all this. But this is a narrative game. The reason it's on the list is because of the story. Because the story is head coach at DeSoto is Claude Mathis. Head coach at the Woodlands College Park is Claude Mathis' former offensive coordinator, Kyle Coates. There are few people who know the DeSoto program like Kyle Coates, and there's few people who know Kyle Coates' offense like Claude Mathis. So there is a chess match to be had from the coaching perspective. This will be a ton of fun. 3 o'clock Friday afternoon at Gupton Stadium in Cedar Park. It's my number 10 game of the week. Number 9. Ropes and Groover. We are getting into the nitty-gritty here of these, like a lot of these playoff, a lot of these brackets and a lot of these regions are coming to a head here. And teams that we've been like, oh, we're waiting for those games, we're waiting for those teams to get together. Well, they're starting to get together. And this one is going to be a lot of fun. Ropes has been terrific all year long. I love the way that they run the ball with Ryland Keith leading the way. I love the way that they do that. And I think that they are a team that, again, may not have that necessarily that brand name recognition, but they are a team you need to be keeping an eye on. Ropes has been terrific all year long, and let alone the fact that their defense has given up 97 points this year. All year. 12 games. 97 points. But they will be tested in a serious way by this Groover attack because Groover can flat out go. They just hung 47 on Wink. They beat Wink 47-14, and honestly, it wasn't that close. We talked about Brick Satterfield, what a dog he is. I actually think I really love they got a Conyers. Dax Conyers is a guy they move around the formation. This is the Groover offense against that Ropes defense is going to be a lot of fun, but the Groover defense is coming off of one of their best performances of the year, too. This is huge implications, and I think the winner of this game, I'm trying to think of the rest of that bracket. Yeah, the winner of this game, I think, is the favorite to take down 2A Division II Region 1. It's a huge game. They're going down 3 o'clock in, I can look at you, TexasFootball.com has all these. You don't need to hear from me. Happy Bank Stadium in Canyon. 2 o'clock Friday. Number 8, Paradise and Jim Ned, and 3A Division I action. And I'll tell you this, Jim Ned doesn't like Paradise very much. This game's going on at Hugh Sandifer Field, Hugh Sandifer Stadium on 6 o'clock Friday. You may remember a year ago, Paradise beat Jim Ned 10-7 in this very spot a year ago. 10-7. This had been a Jim Ned team that looked like they were really hitting their stride, really were cruising, but Paradise upended them. Now, the Paradise attack has been unbelievable. Cash Gwynn, their running back, or their quarterback rather, has been, Cash Gwynn for Jim Ned has been terrific. He has been a lot of fun to watch. They got in a weird game with Bushland last week, took an early lead, then kind of held on late. But the Jim Ned defense stood up. They will have to slow down a Paradise attack that is, I think, really exceptional, led by Luke Brown. He has been fun to watch. Chase Harmon is another playmaker for them. They're going to keep that ball on the ground. Furthermore, I think that 10-7 is very emblematic of how these two teams like to play. They both want this game to be low scoring. They both want their defenses to lead the way. Can Jim Ned avenge last year's loss? If they do, they will be in the catbird seat for a spot in the state semifinals. Big game, Jim Ned and Paradise going down 6 o'clock Friday at Hugh Sandifer Stadium in Abilene. Number 7. I'm good at this. Number 7, Dillion and Axtell. 2A Division I Region 2 is just, we've talked about it on Tep and Step over and over and over. It's my favorite region in the state, and it's wild. And this is
understandable why.
This is good on good because you have, again, what you're looking for is matchups here. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the premier offenses in Dillion going up against one of the premier defenses in Axtell. Dillion last week hung 74 on Frankston. That's undefeated Frankston. 74. Okay? They rang up nearly 600 yards of offense. Heston Job went berserker. He threw for 8 touchdowns. They're dangerous. Well, here's the thing. Axtell is perhaps the finest defense in all of 2A Division I. Your mileage may vary, but
Craig Horns always knows how to.
This is an Axtell defense that's given up 68 points all season. Mm-hmm. Their defense has been relentless. The other side of this is interesting, too, because Dillion is a team that, over the course of the year, has kind of outscored their problems. Like, they'll be like, we'll just give the ball to Heston Job. He'll do awesome things. This is an Axtell team that can go as well. And so that is the good on good, but then can the Dillion defense do its part, too? Fascinating ball game. They're in Region 2. Region 2 is really fun. Those four, the other game, Hamilton and Price Carlisle will be fun, too. But this game, really, I mean, Axtell's defense is so good. Remember Tom Bean? Donnie Hooten and company? Hooten and or Holleran? Held them to 7 points last week. Axtell's defense is for real. This is a fun matchup going down. 5 o'clock Friday in Godley at the Wild. Now number 6.
We would get there eventually.
South Oak Cliff and Terrell. And it is time to kind of put some respect on the Terrell Tigers. Hey, here's a fun fact. Terrell's undefeated. Terrell's 12-0. Terrell is rapidly approaching wagon status. They've got 2 1,000-yard rushers, Julian Ashley and Roderick Hambrick Jr. They got a guy on Nolan Hall who's thrown for 16 touchdowns. They can go. Oh, and by the way, their defense has been excellent this year. Well, now they get a chance at the team that has made the state championship game each of the last 4 seasons in South Oak Cliff. And, after, South Oak Cliff did its kind of what we'll call the South Oak Cliff hibernation, where South Oak Cliff goes and they play a really tough non-district schedule. Then they get into district play, and we're just like, okay, we kind of forget about them. Well, you can't forget about them now. And they are running the damn ball. Mikhail Trotter, Levon Morton. I do think their quarterback, Jaden Williams, has really added a new element to them, and they're playing that classic South Oak Cliff defense. For Terrell, we'll find out this week that, like we've heard some people, why aren't you talking more about Terrell? Why aren't you talking about more about Terrell? Talking about him now, we'll be talking about him a lot more if they knock off South Oak Cliff. It's a massive, massive game going down 7 o'clock Friday at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington. Number 5, Troop and Newton. Certainly the game of the year in 3 Division II Region 3. And I don't know if people realize how good Troop has been. 12-0. Dominated hooks last week. Brett Wells has been terrific on both sides of the ball. Last week he ran for 190 yards and added 10 tackles. They can throw the ball too with Josh Childress. Troop is really, really good. There may not be a team in Texas playing better than Newton, though. What Newton has done the last couple of weeks. They've allowed just 16 points in the last 5 weeks. Kendra Porter Jr. has hit another gear, and they look. This is it's a Newton program that the last couple of years, fair or not, there's been an understanding that they've kind of fell short of their expectations. Feels like they've taken that personally. They will have to bring their A game against Troop. This is a massive, massive game. I love this game. Newton and Troop feels like it could be the game of the week. Really and truly. It comes in number 5 here. It's a big week. Number 4, South Lake Carroll and Prosper. Ever since we got the brackets, and ever since we did the bracket reveal, and Prosper was slotted in the 6A Division II bracket, this was a game in Region 1 that we were like, that's the one. Let's just wait for that one. And here it is. 7 o'clock Friday at Choctaw Stadium. All right, hold on a second. Oh, no, I'm sorry. South Lake Cliff plays at Forney. I want to make sure I get that right. South Lake Carroll and Prosper at Choctaw. South Lake Carroll went through their own kind of hibernation. And what I mean by that is that we got really geeked up for the Euless Trinity game, and then we just kind of like, okay, guys just go out there and dominate teams. Wire number 1 team in the state, Angelo Renda, Brock Boyd. They're running the ball really well. Going up against a Prosper team that I think is ready for their close-up. Braden Imhoff has been terrific. He operates, along with Bryce Robinson, behind one of the best offensive lines in Texas, maybe the best offensive line in Texas, led by Zayden Grimpen. This comes down to defense, because both these teams can score. This comes down to defense. And this is the biggest test of the year for South Lake Carroll's defense to this point. They've passed every test, but those were not as hard as this one. If they pass this one, then it's time to start really talking seriously about them. But Prosper is 100% capable of knocking out the Dragons. This is a massive game going down in Arlington. Number 3, I will get my numbers right.
Numbers are hard for you today.
Pleasant Grove and Carthage. It's the game of the year in 4 Division 2. It's preseason number 1 versus preseason number 2. It's end of season number 1 versus end of season number 2. And as a rivalry, the thought is that if to call it a rivalry, it has to be the other team has to win. Well, Pleasant Grove hasn't won. Carthage is dominant. They're 8-0, including eliminating the Hawks each of the last 3 seasons. This is, in my estimation, the premier good on good, best on best matchup in the state. It is the Carthage offense, KJ Edwards, Benny Smith, Jet Surratt, up against the Pleasant Grove defense with Jamarian Richardson and Jaden Scales and Keedred Smith. That is good on good. That is an elite offense against an elite defense, and they're going to go at it. This is, I don't need to tell you about this. It's Carthage and PG. This is a game we've been waiting for. The winner of this game is no worse than co-favorite to win the title. Massive game in McKinney, Friday afternoon. Number 2, Franklin and Columbus. Yeah, 7 o'clock Friday night in Tomball. And these are 2 teams that one of these teams has been in the state championship game each of the last 5 seasons. Every year this decade. Even if you include 2020 as part of the decade. They've been in it. Columbus, the reigning state champs. Reloaded on the fly. New quarterback, Jack Schobel. A renewed kind of role for Braylon Fisher. A defense that's been really strong. But the defense is going to have to deal with the slot T. Because Franklin's slot T is rolling. They are the number 1 scoring offense in 3A Division 1. Think about that. A slot T team is the number 1 scoring offense in 3A Division 1. Walker Anderson, Sawyer Janus, RJ Fulton. They've got dudes. They can go. This is a prize fight in 3A Division 1. This is the good stuff. and we will find out all about what 3A Division 1 is going to look like. Can Franklin dethrone the champs? The other thing about it, it's a rubber match. They're 1-1 against each other. Franklin won in 2022. Columbus won in 2024. This is the good stuff, folks. That's number 2. Number 1, Ganado and Refugio. 7 o'clock Friday night in Sand Crab Stadium. All of the things that we said about Carthage and PG, you can say about this game. Preseason number 1 versus number 2. End of season number 1 versus number 2. And let's not forget the history here. Ganado's run here over the past couple of years kicked off with an upset win over Refugio in the regional final back in 2023. That's what started this. I think you can draw a straight line from that moment to them hoisting the trophy last year. And Refugio's tired of hearing about Ganado. They are tired of it. And they aim to do something about it. Xander Wills and Ray Lewis they've been terrific. Their offense has been outrageous. It's a vintage offense. Ganado, remember they graduated heavy, but they've reloaded. Landon Arriaga, their sophomore, has been awesome at the quarterback spot. 51 total touchdowns. Luke Burris, who is a big part of that title team last year, has taken on a bigger role now. He's averaging nearly 10 yards per carry. I mean, this is it. This is the inflection point. This is the moment when we're going to find out what the rest of 2A Division 1 is going to look like the remainder of the year. 7 o'clock Friday night at Sand Crab Stadium, in Port Lavaca. It's my number 1 game of the week, Ganado and Refugio. There it is, the top 10 Texas high school football games of the week. You can stream a ton of these on Dave Campbell's Texan Live, TexanLive.com. It is an enormous week. If you're not into this, we are not friends. Do not call me. You will love this week of Texas high school football. If you go to texasfootball.com/playoffs, then you can find out who is playing in the regional semifinals. One of those teams, we go to Castroville, Texas, to talk with the head coach of the regional semifinal bound Medina Valley Panthers, Coach Andrew Britt. Coach, how are you?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Just get off the football field. So yeah,
I would imagine. I would imagine that it's fun to get off the football field on Thanksgiving week. That's something you guys haven't done much around there.
We have not done a lot of that since 2009, actually. And it's a pretty good thing. We've actually been talking about it all year, trying to get to this to where we can have Thanksgiving dinner, with the guys and everything, with the staff. I've been talking about it all year.
I do want to ask you about kind of that difference there, because you guys, Medina Valley's had good teams in the past that just haven't been able to get over that hump. They haven't been able to find that playoff win. We talked about how it's the first playoff win, since 2009. I want to ask you why this team. What is it about this group of guys that was able to get you guys over the hump?
I was this senior class. I got here 4 years ago. I was their freshman coach, actually. And so, I'd left the big city and came out here. My wife's from here. And so I came out here to invest in this community. And so I was their freshman coach. And so these guys went to 10 games with Coach Britt on a yellow dog and on the charter and all those things, And so granted, at that time, there was probably 75 or 80 of them, and there's about 42 of them left. And I think that's the biggest deal. They've been all in on me, honestly, and in our program and our staff. Since I got the head job 3 years ago. I feel like we kind of started down this path 3 years ago with the culture that we were establishing with guys like Anthony Guerrero and Daniel Reza and some guys that have graduated. And then we continued it last year. We were close last year. It's just honestly just trying to, you said it, getting over the hump. But honestly for us, I kind of felt like it's that third year, and then we were able to do spring ball. And so things like we've done a lot more football here in the last year or so that has allowed us to continue to get better and progress.
Talking with Andrew Britt, head coach of the Medina Valley Panthers on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TF Today on the Ballology Hotline. Coach, we're going to talk about your offense because that has been really, it's the headliner. But I do want to make sure we give some love to your defense, which it feels like has taken a really intentional step forward in what you guys have been able to do. Giving up about 22 points a game, you can live like that. What is it about this defense that has allowed you guys to take this step?
We knew we had to replace 9 or 10 guys off of last year's defense. So we knew getting started with the offense was going to have to carry us. We knew that going in, and they did early on. And so, it's kind of funny, man. I mean, you got some sophomores out there playing, D linemen, a linebacker that are sophomores, and then you got some seniors out there. And in all honesty, it's just them getting better each week. You look back at the loss against Bernie Champion, we had to fix some things in our tackling and turnovers on the offensive side, and you go into Bernie, which was our last loss, and it's just kind of one of those things. I thought we executed better. I didn't think that we gave them the game. I thought we played well. We just needed to clean some things up. And so, this defensive group, to me, has continued to get better, and it's led by, Connor Crisp and Isaiah Martinez, and those guys, Christian Maldonado, Matthew Philpott, and those guys have literally just gotten better. They just went to work, and trying to fix the little things that we were doing wrong. And we've been able to do that and continue to get better.
One of the other things, when realignment came around, Medina Valley, you guys get sent, all the way to Laredo. It's a wide-ranging District 36A, and yet I do look at District 36A. I mean, United's still alive. This is a good LBJ team. This is a good Eagle Pass team. I think Laredo Alexander was better than their record indicates. How did District 36A prepare you guys for the road that you guys are now on, practicing on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'll tell you, we went into the year and I felt like our charter bus record was not very good last year. And so it was actually 1-3. And so honestly, that was a focus going in. So, we went to Leander Glen on a charter bus and we started the year 1-0, and then we got to get back on a charter bus and go to Eagle Pass, and ended up winning that ball game. And so that was a focus, honestly, was getting on a charter bus. They're still high school kids and they're learning how to travel. Coaches are learning how to get on a bus. I'm still learning how to be a head coach on a charter bus, things like that. And so, but to talk about that district, that's a good football. Eagle Pass, quarterback, the running back, the middle linebacker, safety. I mean, that's a good football team. And you look at United, they're still in it. Talked to Coach Sanchez, and congrats to him on beating Los Fresnos, but that's a good football team. And so, you said it best, Laredo LBJ and Alexander. And I mean, honestly, it's a 36A, in my opinion, was a very good district. It's one there's two still alive.
I do want to ask you a little bit about your offense. We're going to talk about some of your guys here in a moment. You guys run the Flexbone offense, and that is an offense that is not necessarily predicated on making stars. I mean, look, these guys are watching. Your guys are watching college football on Saturday, and they're watching the NFL on Sunday, and they're throwing the ball around, slinging it around the yard. You guys are more of a. It's. I don't want to say it's more of a team game, but certainly everybody's got to do their job, or it doesn't work. In a Flexbone offense. How do you get your guys to buy in on an offense that is not predicated on making headlines, not predicated on being the superstar? How do you get your guys to buy in on something like that?
Well, in all honesty, I believe that every offense or defense should be based off of personnel. Mm-hmm. And so, don't get me wrong, before I got to Medina Valley, I called 74 pass plays against Bernie Champion in 2021. And we threw it 68 times. We were 42 for 68. We lost the football game. So, no offense, I like throwing the football. I would say there's guys on my staff that joke around, call it the air bone. We actually are a Flexbone team that actually does business drill and does pass versus air and does 7-on-7 and does the things that require to throw the football. If you go back and look at the Eagle Pass game, I think we threw it 14 times. We threw 3 touchdown passes that game. And so now, granted, here recently, these last couple games, I haven't had to throw it. But in all honesty, I mean, it's out there if we need to. Now it's not the game we want to play. We want to run the Flexbone. We want to control the time possession, things like that. But, to get the kids to buy in, I know this sounds bad, but everybody just wants to win. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to win. So if we feel like this is what we need to do to win a football game, it's what we're going to do. So that's the way I look at it. If I felt like I could throw it 30 times and win a football game, I promise you I would. Mm-hmm. If I feel like I need to throw it 3 times and win a football game, I promise you we're going to. So, but the kids are this community is very unselfish. This school is very unselfish, and these kids, they really love each other. And at the end of the day, if, Ray Rodriguez, the outside receiver, catches 2 balls and, X, the quarterback, goes in and has 3 rushing touchdowns, everybody's happy because we won a football game. So
it's Andrew Britt, head coach of the Medina Valley Panthers, on the Ballology Hotline on Texas Football Today. Okay, if there is a star on this team, and I'd say you got a bunch of stars, you got 11 stars out there, but the straw that stirs the drink, as you mentioned him, Xavier Gonzalez, your quarterback. He is a 1,000-yard passer. So to Coach Britt, he's not just blowing smoke. They do throw the ball, but this is a guy who's got 30 total touchdowns on the year, and obviously a lot more things that he does that don't show up in the stat sheet. What is it about Xavier Gonzalez that makes him special?
Man, X is, it really runs through him. It really does. He is a kid that actually played 6 varsity football games as a freshman. And and if you go back, we when I got here as a assistant coach, we didn't have quarterbacks, and so he got thrusted into action after 2 of them had gotten hurt, and so he actually started a playoff game as a freshman against Brownsville Vets, and so he played a lot of football and kind of got obviously that's not ideal. You don't want to put a freshman, and he was good enough to to get out there and still get us in the playoffs and things like that. With X, it's kind of been one of those deals. He's kind of it ebbs and flows of a high school career. His sophomore year, he didn't win the starting job. He played half the season last year, and had opportunities, started a bunch of games, won a bunch of games. But his progression of leadership, he plays the game with a chip on his shoulder. I coach the game with a chip on my shoulder. And I think you're seeing that. Like you're seeing that over 1,300 yards rushing. You're seeing over 1,000 yards passing. He is playing with a chip on the shoulder because of, maybe not being the starter or named the starter, as a sophomore and things like that. Now, at the same time, he is playing for the guys around him. This class, like I've talked about, man, these 40 kids, they really, really like each other. And so he is in the middle of it, and so they truly love each other. They get out here. We open up the field for them. They get out there and run routes all spring, without me even being here. They just come out here and do it, and they just really like being around each other. But yeah, he 100% makes this deal go. 100% makes a lot of calls at the line of scrimmage. We give him a lot of leeway in certain things. I'll look out there sometimes when we're throwing the football and I'm yelling at the OC and no offense, X decided he was going to take it, and it works out. It's good. So for me, I just tell him, don't put the ball on the ground. That means, I don't want incompletions, and we will. As long as we're throwing and catching, I'm good. So
it's on to the next one, Coach. The next one, 2:00 Friday at Dub Ferris Athletic Complex. You will take on the Dripping Springs Tigers out of the Austin area. I know you're hard at work diagnosing and figuring it out, and I don't want you to tell us tell us and everybody what your plan is. But when you take a look at Dripping Springs, what are you guys going to be up against Friday afternoon?
It's probably the best team we played all year. Honestly, I just did another interview a little while ago, and I told them the paper, I was like, it's funny because me and my OC, we went to Galen. We went up to Dripping Springs 2 years ago, and I didn't ask him offensive questions or defensive questions. I sat there and just watched the program and talked to him about what he did with the little Tigers and things like that. And so I have a lot of respect for Dripping Springs and what they've been able to do. I will say to me right now, you can see their progression kind of like ours. If you watch us 3 years ago, we're a way better football program and team than we were 3 years ago. If you watch Dripping Springs 3 years ago, they are way better right now than they were 3 years ago. And so it's just a natural progression. But, there's no ducks in this deal. Like there's 16 of us left in D2 and 16 in D1. You get to the third round, you play in football. And so that's kind of the message. We know we're playing a good football team. But I'll be honest with you, we got here. We're a pretty good football team too. So we do some things differently. And so I think sometimes that gives us an advantage over a normal college style offense. So
he's Andrew Britt. He's the head coach of the regional semifinal bound Medina Valley Panthers. You can watch them Friday afternoon. Coach, we so appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success. Enjoy Thanksgiving, and then go get to work Friday afternoon.
Amen. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. There he goes, Andrew Britt, head coach, Medina Valley Panthers. Remarkable. They're won a playoff game for the first time since 2009. Now into the third round. They made the third round that year too. And they will be unafraid against Dripping Springs. That flexbone offense is hard to stop. They got an operator back there in Xavier Gonzalez. They're going to be fun to watch. So keep an eye on that one. 2 o'clock Friday afternoon there at Fair Stadium in San Antonio. We're rolling here on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today. Coming up after the break, we will go to Hawaii. Not us. We're not going. I want to be clear.
Unfortunately.
We're not going. But after the break, we will be joined by the head coach. Jeez.
Man,
I need a vacation.
Get it together.
We'll be joined by the Texas High School Hall of Famer Craig Way, live from Hawaii, if you stay with us after the break.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here at Texas Football Today, our Thanksgiving Spectacular. Pickle, let's go to the hotline. And let's go west, and then keep going west, and then keep going west.
And then swim for a second.
And swim for a while.
Keep swimming.
We're pleased to be joined by the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, the host of the eponymous Craig Way Show on AM 1300 The Zone. It's our friend Craig Way. And Craig, I will start with a dumb question. How's Hawaii?
It's pretty good. I just sent you a photo, you and Pickle, so you could get a look at it. You might even be able to hear the wave here. Here's a wave crashing against the shore. See if you can hear this right here. It's coming in here right about now. Gentle crashing of waves.
He's Craig
the
Way.
shore.
He's the Texas High School Hall of Fame. That's all the time we got for him.
I'm not having fun anymore.
Jeez.
I'm looking at Tepper in a cold studio.
He did send a photo. You are there following Texas basketball out there, and so are you spending Thanksgiving out there, or when are you heading back to the mainland?
I will be landing. See, you told me when you asked me if I would pop on, I said, sure, it'll be 6:30, 6:45 Hawaii time. You said, I'll give you grief for that. And I said, okay. So then I gave you some grief about being here and sending you to the photo. Now you get to give me some more grief here. We will land. Linda and I'll be back we will touch down in Austin about 2:00 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day. So we're missing Thanksgiving dinner with the family. So I told her we're doing Thanksgiving at Luby's. So just
platter
to be for that. Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, if you can't have a home cooked Thanksgiving, Luby's is not a bad way to go. You got to hustle back because there's a bit of a football game on Friday evening as the Texas Longhorns will take on the Texas A&M Aggies. And you're a Texas aside from being the voice of the Texas Longhorns, you're also a Texas Longhorns historian. And so I'm curious if you can ever remember a game that's set up like this, where I know there have been times in the past where A&M has been trying to play spoiler for national championship contender Texas. Do you recall a time in which Texas enters the game trying to play spoiler against the Aggies for whatever that may be, whether it's a conference title or national championship aspirations. This feels like a different set of circumstances that we've had, and I'm curious if a game or a year springs to mind that this is reminiscent of.
Yeah, there's a couple of times now for those the OGs that go way back, at even preceding my time. You go back to 1957, and Bear Bryant had A&M really rolling, and a young Darrell Royal went in and they upset them. Texas had won, I think, only a game or two or whatever, and upset them. There was that, and I may be off a year or two, but it's somewhere around there. And then in 92 and 93, when John McAfee was coaching Texas, A&M was heavily favored and looked every bit the part to beat Texas soundly in 92. In 93, Texas went into the game 5-4-1, and A&M was like 9-1 or something, and they were heavily favored, and it was on Thanksgiving night. And a lot of folks will remember this Thanksgiving Day as the day of the Leon Lett fumbled the Cowboys in the icy conditions against the Miami Dolphins that blew the game for the Cowboys that day. But that night in College Station, Texas was down 15-9 and had the ball inside the Aggie 10-yard line with about 3 minutes to go and had a chance. And Shea Morenz threw a pass that was picked off of the end zone. A&M added on a field goal and won the Southwest Conference. They won 18-9. So there's been a couple of examples of it. There's not a long history from the Texas perspective. That's a good thing that they're in the long history of Texas trying to spoil it for A&M. And the Longhorns, I would say this, Tep, have something to play for as well. First of all, I know that the odds of getting into the college football playoff are extremely low right now. They would have to win, although that would be a huge marker because it would be a third win over a top 10 team. The last time that happened was 2019 when Joe Burrow was quarterbacking LSU to a national title. So there would be that, and yeah, there'd be some math involved maybe if they got some help with some upsets about trying to get into the playoff. I think realistically that's probably not going to happen, but it would get them to 9 wins on the year, and it would get them, obviously, whenever their arch rival, they would sweep their arch rivals like they did last year in beating Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. So there are things out there for Texas to play for in addition to maybe an outside shot at landing in the college football playoff and then trying to mess things up there for the Aggies.
He's Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer. Joins us every Thursday on Texas Football Today. But not today. This is a special holiday week, so we pull him off of the beach to talk with us. All right, Craig, on to the Texas high school football playoffs. You were on the call for Highland Park's win over Frisco Reedy, a resounding victory for the Scots. Being around Texas high school football, you get to watch a lot of Highland Park football. Now that you've seen them in person in the flesh there at the Star in Frisco, I'm curious what your takeaways are from what you saw from this particular group of Scots.
I think in some measure you can do the, the Who song, meet the new boss, same as the old boss, or you can say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. And what I'm referring to is Randy Allen's system and the way things go. Now, when he has a really good trigger man, it makes it even better. Buck Randall, of course, is only the second sophomore to start at quarterback for Randy Allen. The other one was throwing touchdown passes for the Rams last night in their win over Tampa Bay, Matthew Stafford. Those are the only two. That's where the list ends. So that tells you something about Randall. But also defense bends a bit, but doesn't break a great deal, and they can run a little bit. And I think Matthew White has got some skill set at the running back spot. And so I think that they are a contender. This is going to sound weird, but I think you can follow me on this, that if you take two regions beside one another, Region 1 and Region 2, or Region 3 and Region 4, and you can go any classification in the state, I would submit to you that Regions 1 and 2 of 5A Division 1 have the most possible, if not probable, state championship contenders in 5A Division 1 in Region 1. You've got, obviously, top-ranked Toledo in Region 1. You've got Frisco Lone Star. You've got Highland Park. So 3 of the 8, I think, are legitimate state title contenders in 5A Division 1, and they come out of the adjoining regions in 1 and 2.
I agree with you. I think that's very astute, and yeah, you're right. There's certainly contenders on that Region 1 and Region 2 side. It's now time for the meanest thing we do to each other each week, Craig. And I'm going to give you 3 games, and even on this holiday weekend, you could, because there's games early Friday and there's more of a Saturday slate this week, you could put together a really nice schedule of games to go to, but that's not how this game works. No. I will give you 3 games. You can only transport to 1. So, will you go Friday night in Tomball to watch Franklin and Columbus in 3A Division 1? Will you go Friday night in Arlington to watch South Lake Carroll and Prosper? Or will you go 2:30 p.m. Friday afternoon, a matinee in McKinney for Carthage and Pleasant Grove? Which of those 3 are you heading to after you get off the plane from Hawaii?
You know, this being feast week, you should add one more to the grid, and I would submit to you that South Oak Cliff and Terrell might fit into that category as well.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You could put that in there if you want. Yeah, I would say, you know, I think in the case of you know Columbus Franklin, I mean, we're seeing dominant teams from prior years do battle. And that's always fun. In the case of South Lake Carroll and Prosper, is it, you know, are the new kids on the block going to be able to take out the established one there in Carroll? And I would say don't get too crazy in putting carts before horses and saying, hey, I'll wait and I'll check Carroll down the line. It's one to be wary of, clearly. But for me, it's probably going to be Carthage and Pleasant Grove. Why? Not because the game is the one that's being televised by Victory Plus, because I'm not on the call. Obviously, I've got that other game in Austin on Friday night. It's not because of that. Realistically speaking, who can take out Carthage other than Pleasant Grove? Mm-hmm. Realistically speaking, you may have 1 or 2 other candidates there, but the most realistic candidate to take them out is Josh Gibson's ball club, and he knows Scott Surratt's team inside and out, and Coach Surratt knows Josh's team inside and out. I just think that's got to use you and Pickles' term, box office written all over it. So that would be my call. It'd be Carthage Pleasant Grove.
He's Craig Way. He will be on the call of Texas and Texas A&M on Friday evening, and of course you can hear all of his fine work on the Texas Longhorns radio network, calling basketball from Hawaii, all sorts of good stuff. And then he'll join us next week to talk more football. Craig, appreciate your time, my friend. I am going to implore you to try to have some fun in Hawaii.
Mahalo. I plan to do just that.
Bye, Craig. Appreciate it. There he goes.
See you.
Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, joins us every Thursday, or in this case, every Wednesday, or in this case, every Monday when we're recording this on Texas Football Today. We appreciate his time. Poor guy. Can't catch a break. He's got to go to Hawaii with his wife and his basketball team. We're at Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays, but it is the Thanksgiving Spectacular here. And, of course, we here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and especially here at Texas Football Today, believe correctly that Thanksgiving is the best day of the year. That's why we count down to it every single show. We've counted down to it all year. Like, people laugh at us when it's like, oh, it's 300 days of Thanksgiving. What's that mean? Well, it means we got to wait 300 days till the best day of the year. Pickles got her fit on, right? Pickles, all good.
Update good. After 2 years. Oh, no. We found the pie hat.
We found the pie hat. That's good.
The pie hat is here.
We've had the turkey hat, and it's presently being worn by somebody who joins me at the desk. We're joined by coordinating producer and the producer of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, Ms. Vianney Moreno, and the producer of Tep and Stuff. Yeah. Hi, Vianney.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Thanks for joining us on the Thanksgiving Spectacular. We don't really have an agenda for the Thanksgiving Spectacular except to say that Thanksgiving is great and we're going to have a great time. Do you have anything on the docket for Thanksgiving that is particularly special, either this year or something that you and your family do every year?
Anything specific that we do every year? We are.
This is going great.
We watch the game.
Yeah.
We watch the game.
Do you watch all three? No, there's 3 games.
Who are the other ones?
So the Lions always play at noon.
Okay.
Cowboys always play at 3. And then there's a Sunday night game. I don't even know who the Sunday night game is.
I have no idea.
We're playing the Chiefs, so I mean, I don't know the other one. But yeah, football all day.
Are you going to the game this year?
No, I wanted to really bad. But
Okay. Yeah, but you have gone to the game in the past?
yes, yeah, it was a great day because my family. It's just it's just a very small Thanksgiving, so it's just the 4 of us. Well, it used to be just the 4 of us. Now I have a nephew, but we went and it was great because we didn't have to cook all day. We didn't have to, we just watched football all day. We made a whole trip.
Okay.
Post Malone is the halftime show this year.
Post Malone
Posty.
is...
Which big Cowboys fan.
Yes.
So like that's fun for those involved. Goof's
Yes.
going, I know that.
Yes. After Malone is going to be there. So then is there
Such a dad
Pickle,
joke.
you're driving, you're going to head to Kingsland.
I am. Yep, I'm heading back home to celebrate with the Pickles.
What's the plan on for the Pickles?
So my mom's side of the family is coming over. That is the smaller side of the family. But on my dad's side, I think I've talked about them enough that most normal viewers will know KK and Uncle Andy are coming over too.
Okay.
So
I love it.
super excited about that. But yeah, my brother, my husband, and I are all heading south because we are all up here in the DFW. So very excited. Today, big day. It's go get your turkey day for
wow,
me.
yeah.
My pickup is
Wow.
scheduled for my spicy Cajun fried turkey, which has turned into a family excitement.
Oh yeah, it should.
So I'm in charge of turkey from here until ever probably.
Because I've made the turkey. I've baked the turkey and done the whole thing before.
Powers is rolling to what? Greenberg?
He's into a Greenberg turkey
Yeah.
out in East Texas. Those are good. Smoked turkeys. I've had those before. They're great. And I've made my own. But I'm also, now to the point where I think I just realize other people are better at that.
Yeah.
And,
Making the turkey?
making the turkey. And if you can allow someone else to do a little bit of work for you on Thanksgiving, and it's not even a little bit of work, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It also, here's the other thing about that. You do have to warm it through and stuff. But your oven is more open for other things.
Yes,
so
it is.
I've got a cornbread casserole that I'm going to put together that I'm really excited about.
Nice.
My dad is big cornbread casserole.
It's going to be really good.
Vianney, what's your favorite dish?
Mashed potatoes. I make the mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Okay.
I make it every year.
All right,
And
all right.
my parents love it when I make this pasta salad kind
Okay.
Okay.
of garden
Interesting.
refreshing salad.
We are.
I don't think refreshing is in my vocabulary when it comes to things.
refreshing. No, I want heavy.
I want dense.
Yeah, I want it to be as thick with 2 C's as possible.
Throw in a third C. What the hell?
Yeah, 3 C's. It's Thanksgiving. It's the holidays.
I don't think I've ever said refreshing on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, the only thing that's refreshing might be a beverage.
Yeah,
or something like
exactly.
that. No, it's going to be it's going to be a great time because of course it smells great in the house all day. There's football on all day.
People are happy.
My kids like the parade. I know you're a parade person.
Oh, I'm a huge parade person. The Snoopy balloon.
There was one. I think it's we went and saw the Gabby's Dollhouse movie in theaters.
Can't say I'm familiar.
Dudes rock. And there was a Gabby, like Jen, my wife, showed that there was a
No
Gabby balloon in the. Are you okay?
Yeah.
There's a Gabby balloon in the parade.
Readjusting.
They're very excited about that. I will say, we all know that social media is listening to us at all times.
Yes.
Shout out to Instagram for just feeding me nothing but Thanksgiving recipes for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been great. I've saved so many.
Here's the actual Texas Football Today Thanksgiving Spectacular thing that needs to be discussed. Vianney,
Yes.
you have the floor.
Okay.
Give me your true thought on green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole. Well, we have we don't have green bean casserole at the dinner table in
She's
my
off the
Mexican
Thanksgiving
household.
Spectacular.
Okay, so
We're muting her mic.
Is that?
I don't even think I've ever really tried it, honestly.
I
so I
mean,
don't
okay.
have an opinion.
This is a question not necessarily for you, but for the world. Is green bean casserole a white people thing?
Oh, of course it is.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know. I'm learning along with everybody.
I would say absolutely, but I'm also a white person.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Very.
So you look at that and you're just like, oh, I can tell
Yes.
that's
I've never
it's
had
a gringo Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I honestly, you know what? If whoever has green bean casserole, I would like to try
will
some.
make-
I can absolutely make you some green bean casserole.
Here's the thing about green bean casserole.
GBC is so easy to make.
Bingo. It's not just good. Like it's excellent.
so easy.
But it's easy, and in the age of, rising grocery prices, still cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. The biggest thing, okay. Ooh, here's another topic. I will say though, there are the Crispies on top, and there are a lot of times where I think that you can tell me that the difference between name brand and store brand are not noticeable. Mm-hmm. The Crispies on top, if you are not, I'm going to go ahead. They're not a sponsor. I'm going to say it.
Yep.
I'm going to do it.
She's going to do it.
If you're not doing Frenchies, you are jipping yourself.
Yeah, you are.
That is the one thing that has to be name brand.
You're holding
has
yourself
to
back.
be.
Oh, I agree with you.
Frenchies.
I agree
Frenchies.
with you. It is.
You can even do off store-bought green beans. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to be the good type of green beans, but you have to have the Crispies.
What is dessert in the Moreno house?
Oh, we like to get a pie that's half pumpkin pie and half pecan pie.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Because my mother likes pecan pie, my father and I like pumpkin pie.
Okay, that's great. I know you're not a sweets person.
Yes. No, if
Despite
I had
your
to
head.
choose though, yeah, I was going to say it's ironic that I'm the one with the pie head. If I had to choose though, I can get down to a little pecan pie, like a bite of pecan pie, especially with a post Thanksgiving lunch or dinner, doesn't matter. Like decaf coffee. I can do that.
I'm looking forward to it because I told myself to not eat sweets until Thanksgiving. Since November 1st.
Wow. Okay,
yes.
so
She's held strong too.
Yeah. It's very Catholic of
Yes.
you.
Oh.
It's very Catholic to just be like, I'm gonna.
And if I were, the Catholic Guild would eat me alive.
Autumnal Lent.
Yeah, the autumnal Lent. Exactly right.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is, of course, the best day of the year. It is tomorrow, and we so appreciate. I am grateful for all of you. You're supposed to say what you're grateful for. I'm thankful for all of you. Why are you laughing at my gratitude?
I'm laughing.
What? Okay. So can I
I'm
tell you
laughing
something?
at her.
Let me
She
tell
made the
you
face.
something about how we know that she's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. She has been staring at herself in the program monitor.
To be fair, she does have a turkey on her head.
It's kind of funny.
I look like this all the time, and I don't look at me.
Okay.
Exactly right. V&A Moreno, thanks for you're gonna be producing us on Saturday for the season finale.
I will.
Dave
Yes.
Campbell's
Thank
Texas
you
Tonight.
for everyone's viewership.
We have to make
It's been
sure.
amazing.
Oh man, dude, leftover Thanksgiving sandwiches cannot be had on Saturday, or else we're gonna get that. What is it? Tryptophan.
The itis.
Ugh.
The itis. I should bring y'all pozole. We're gonna have pozole.
Yeah, bring some.
Yeah, and then we can bring some green bean casserole. Mine will be completely gone, but I could make another batch.
It's
The
all got to be.
fusion.
But okay, we got to because we're on the air at 10:30 p.m. Saturday night for Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight. We have to make a pact though.
Okay.
We can't touch it till after the show because otherwise I'm gonna be like you know, the three of us are pretty active during the show.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who theoretically could be going at half speed during the show.
Yeah.
Not the three of us. We got to be on our game. So we got to wait till after.
Yes,
so we can
we-
make ourselves a plate.
This is honestly
we
a
do.
perfect thing because the one downfall of GBC is it's so good that it always gets eaten and there's no leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are never any leftovers. So this would give us another reason to make another batch to have with the rest of the leftovers.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We appreciate you spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Andrew Britt, head coach of the Medina Valley Panthers, and to Craig Way.
Your
Aloha,
turkey legs shake when you dance.
for joining us on the show. For Ashley Pickle and V&A Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. We'll see you Saturday night for Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, and then we'll see you Monday on Texas Football Today. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.